It is officially a hot summer day. Ugh. Lila agrees. Poor Mayflower. Anything to stay cool. They are very hungry. It is evening. Elflin leading the pack there. The high-pitched is Moon Dance. Hi. Well, let's go. Let's go. Of course, Ellie's following me. Sometimes they walk in a line, other times we're just kind of bunched up. Mayflower. Now, we have those over there. It's Lily, Butterfly, Mercy, Sky, and Liberty. They were recently in the 4-H show, so they're still in quarantine. We like to quarantine for a couple weeks after show. But yeah. Are you guys hungry? I think so. Okay, we're gonna feed them. Hey guys, this is Jenna with Hill Valley Farm, and this time we want to talk about who is due. So, in the spring, we bred 4 of our does to a couple different bucks. We bred first Corey's Fancy T. Elflin to Vista Oaks Recall. We bred Corey's Fancy Irma, T. Irma, to Corey's Fancy Hershey, who lives at my mentor's house, Patty Treese. And we also bred Mayflower, Corey's Fancy in Mayflower, to Vista Oaks Recall, and Corey's Fancy Hermione to Recall as well. So the due dates are as follows. If all have settled, Elflin will be due the 8th of August, or Irma will be due the 14th of August, and both Mayflower and Hermione will be due on September 2nd. And so when you breed, and I have learned this before when I tried to breed Elflin for the August time frame, she didn't settle, and for some reason it sometimes just doesn't work. We know for sure that Irma is pregnant. She, number one, I had a buyer come and she was so wonderful. She practiced on our does, and it was so awesome to be able to see something like that with ultrasound. And so she ultrasounded the does, and she saw 3, possibly 4 little circles in Irma, and a couple in Elflin, but they were kind of faint, so we weren't really sure on that. She saw 2, possibly 3 in Mayflower, and she didn't see any in Hermione. So if you have been with our channel for very long, you'll know that we really tried to get Hermione bred last fall for this last spring, and she never did settle. And so this was our last ditch effort, I guess you could say, to try and get Hermione bred. And so far, I do not believe Hermione is bred. On about day 90, you can start feeling the kids move, and sometimes it's faint, sometimes it's very strong. With Irma, it's really super strong. I don't question it at all. I feel movement in there, and when you're wanting to feel, oh, and there's Irma now. When you're wanting to feel a doe, to feel her kids, you want to put your hand on her right side in front of her udder, like where her udder would be if she's a first freshener. And you can most of the time feel movement there, but it's only after 90 days of gestation. So I definitely feel them in Irma. I've been feeling in Mayflower, and the last time I felt her, I did feel something. And so I'm pretty darn sure Mayflower is bred. I have never felt anything in Elflin, and I obviously have not felt anything in Hermione. So I'm hoping that Elflin will surprise me and that she will have some kids. I know she will, I know Irma will, and I'm pretty darn sure Mayflower will. So with that said, we do not plan to retain any with this breeding, and I actually have 3 people on reservation for does from Irma, and so once that happens, I will reach out to them first to let them know that she has freshened, and hopefully we'll have some healthy does. This kidding season, the spring one, was not great for us. It was a very successful year, but it had a lot of hiccups. So we were very hopeful that this will actually end up being a lot better for us, and just smooth is what we're hoping for. And last time she with us has had twins. That's Lila and her sister Chloe, and she had a big single doe in 2020, and that was Cashmere. And so this time we're hoping, and the way she looks, it looks like she's got some multiples. So we'll see how Miss Irma does. Irma is our highest milk producing doe here so far on our farm, and we love her and everything that she does for us. Every farm needs an Irma. I have learned that. You want does that really put out the milk a lot more than what their kids even need, because it kind of comes in handy if you have kids on bottles. I learned that this spring. So also the other thing is, we are going to be working on, or I have been for a couple months now, working on breeding plans. They have changed like 3 times within the last month. But once I get them set in stone, once they're on our website and out for the public to view on social media, they won't change. And so we have some plans coming up. Our issue here is just space. We have just a limited amount of space. I'm contemplating creating like a temporary field for some breedings to happen, but because some does, when they're in heat, and there's no question about it. Other does, like Karma, I never knew when she was in heat. I never got a date on her for when she was bred. I didn't know when she was going to kid. I just watched her ligaments when I thought, between the amount of time she was with Rocket and when she wasn't. Excuse me, not Rocket, Cash, last year. This year she will be bred to Rocket. So we're working on our breeding plans and getting ready for some kids, and so it's really exciting. This is our first year that we've really wanted some fall kids, and when I say fall, really, August is not fall. Here in East Tennessee, it is nice and still very hot, and it's hot probably through October some years, and so it won't be super cool. So we will have to deal with flies and things like that. You have pros and cons to every kidding season, but I think flies are going to be the biggest thing here, I think. But it is very, very hot. It's been, I think heat index was over 100 yesterday, but it's supposed to cool off a little bit. I say cool off next week into the mid to upper 80s. And so with that said, Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get a lot of subscribers, and so it would be great if you could subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Also, hit the notification bell so that when we do post a video, you're notified and can watch it. And you'll want to have that soon because with the kids coming up. So like I said, the people on the reservation list will be contacted first, and then we will announce that Irma has had her kids, and hopefully Elflin and Mayflower as well. So thank you so much for watching, and we hope you guys have a great day. Oh look, it's the welcoming committee. Are you girls ready to eat?